Hi everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is a book haul. Please excuse the sound of my voice. I'm just getting over a cold and the horrible sound of my voice hasn't left yet, but we're just going to ignore that. So dust in my face. So yeah, let's get to it. This is going to be in no particular order. This is just like a collective book haul of books that I've brought while I've been out and about and popped into town and stuff like that. So first up we have First Spite by Olivia Dade. I don't know anything about this book. It was £3 in the works and I just really liked the cover, so I picked it up. What I can gather from reading the back is her fiance ends their engagement and she has no choice but to move into a spite house that she brought him as a wedding gift, which is only 10 feet away from their actual home. And Dr. Matthew Vine who also lives there, is her fiance's older brother. So I think enemies to lovers. I don't think I've ever heard of this author actually. Whether it's their debut novel or not, I don't know, I've never heard of them. But yeah, this cover is just what drew me in. I really liked it. Next up we have Girl Abroad by Al Kennedy. I believe this is her latest book, but I could be wrong. This follows Abby, who has an opportunity to study abroad, so she comes to London. She is trying to like escape her father because he's lovely but he's very overbearing. She thinks that she's moving into like a flat with all girls, but when she gets there she finds out it's actually all boys. And then I think she finds herself falling for like 2 different people. I'm hoping it's more love triangle than YTs, because I'm not a big fan of YTs. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think I've read anything by Al Kennedy yet. I've got part of the Deal series. What's that called? Off Campus? Yeah, Off Campus. I've got like 2 out of them. And then I think I've got Good Girl Complex, but I'm yet to read that as well. So I have this one. I don't think it's part of any series or anything. I think it's a standalone. Next up we have The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. She wrote The Nanny. I'm yet to read it. I did put it on my TBR like for May, possibly. Didn't read it. So obviously this follows, what's her name, Mackenzie and Noah. They both need to essentially find a mate. Her grandmother is putting pressure on her to find a mate, so she tells a lie and says that she's dating Noah, which is obviously her enemy. And he is at risk of his secret coming out, so he either has to confess or find a mate. That's about as much as I know. I might read this one before I read The Nanny, but I'm not 100% sure. Again, I love this cover. This one has already appeared in some of my videos. I put it in my May TBR, and I did actually read it. And my 24 books I want to read in 2024, I think. But I'm just showing it again because it's one of my most recent buys. This is obviously The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. So this follows what it's like to be a woman in the Second World War. It follows 2 sisters, which are Vianne and Isabel. And it covers the time when the Germans invaded France and how different each sister is within that time frame of it happening. It's very sad, it's very emotional. But yeah, I'll talk more about that in my wrap up for May when I get around to filming it. Does anyone else hate when they stick stickers on the front of a book, or is it just me? Because, oh, right. So next up I got 3 for £6 from the works. You can see here I've just pulled it off and all the stickiness is still on there. My top tip for that is baby wipes. For me, because I'm a mum, I've always got baby wipes in the house. Just gently wipe a baby wipe over the top and that will just come straight off. I don't have any to hand right now though. So This first one is Love Me Do by Lindsay Kelk. I haven't read anything by this author. Literally only picked this book up because I just loved the cover and it was in the 3 for 6. So so this follows, what's her name, Phoebe, who is a greeting card copywriter. She lands in Hollywood, and then she can't resist playing matchmaker for a handsome neighbour, carpenter Ren. My husband's a carpenter. But yeah, so this. I haven't really heard anything about this. Again, like I said, I only picked it up because I really like the cover on it. I didn't think there was any chapters in it though. I was going to cry. But yeah, this is the first one. Then we have Better Hate Than Never by Chloe Lees. Don't know how you say his name. So this follows Katerina and Christopher, childhood friends, and then as time goes on I think they have a fallout. I believe she gets drunk and she confesses to Chris that she thought he hated her, so then he makes it his like mission to prove that he doesn't. So I think it's like childhood friends to enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, childhood friends, enemies, friends, lovers. I don't know, something along them lines. Again, quite like the cover, just picked it up because 3 for £6. I always struggle what to buy in the 3 for £6 unless there's a book or two in there that I absolutely like really want. Like the third one is always like, oh, what do I get? And then I'll just pick something random most of the time. Next up, out of that we have Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. She wrote Out on a Limb, which I'm hoping to get soon. I haven't seen it anywhere yet. It's only recently come out. She's a really like diverse author, so she includes disabilities and all that kind of stuff in her books, which I really like. Obviously I've got a disabled daughter myself, so I absolutely love the fact that it gets included in here. This follows Lane, who's having an identity crisis, so she ends up buying a 48-passenger yellow school bus that she intends to turn into her home. She quickly realises that she has no kind of like experience in that, so she enlists her friend Matt, who's a mechanic, to help her. He wants to like settle down and find love, whereas she is kind of like commitment phobic. Yeah, we'll go with that. So yeah, obviously kind of friends to lovers. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this series. Next up we have Love at First Night by Megan Clawson. I'm going to try and show you the sprayed edges, but I don't think it's going to work. They're like little arrows with hearts in. If we do it like that maybe. I don't know how well it's picking up. This is also from the works. This was £5 or £6 I think. Came with a free bookmark as well, and it's got a little quote on there. Again, I think the light's shining on that. It says, she's no damsel in distress, he's certainly not wearing shining armour, but maybe, just maybe, love can bloom even on a battlefield. Probably won't use that. Well, she gave it to me as I was paying for it. Megan Clawson wrote Falling Hard for the Royal Guard. I don't own that, obviously haven't read it. I hope it's not like the previous to this book. I don't think it is, but yeah, one of the reasons I only picked it was because of these sprayed edges, because I really like them. I think they're so pretty, just like cute. This follows Daisy and Theodore, or Teddy. They both have like a summer job at the Tower of London, and then Teddy does something that gets Daisy fired, so then she like starts war essentially between the two of them. So again, enemies to lovers. Kind of seeing like a theme going on with these books that I've brought. Next up we have Hate Mail by Donna Marchetti. This follows Naomi and Luca, who have been pen pals since the 5th grade, but they never wrote each other nice messages. They were always like hate-filled messages, like nasty. And then over time they actually become friends. I think the friendship spans 12 years. And then the letters just stop. I believe it's Naomi that sends the last letter and Luca doesn't reply. And then a couple of years later, out of the blue, Luca sends her a new message. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this. I've heard quite a few good things about it, but I'm really looking forward to this one. Next up, we have another 3 for £6 deal from the works. This was brought on a different day. Going back to Hannah Bonner Young, we have Next of Kin. Not sure whether it is connected to Next to You or whether they're just like part of a like standalone series or not. I'm not sure. But this follows Chloe, who learns that her birth mother has had another baby unexpectedly, so she tries to get kinship carer off the baby, but she doesn't have the financial means to support the baby, so she either has to give the baby up or join an initiative where she kind of like moves into a house with someone else who's in the same situation as her, which she does. And then Warren comes in, who is trying to get custody of his deaf 15-year-old brother. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I can't wait. I love how it represents like the disability aspect, and I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be like a cosy little romance. But yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to read this series and to buy it out on a limb as soon as I find it. Then we have a classic, which is Oliver Twist. I literally only brought this because it's got an English Bull Terrier on the front. This was our family dog growing up. I would like to read more classics, to be honest, though. I think I've said that in a previous video. Sorry that I keep touching my hair. I really need it cutting. It's getting on my nerves. I don't think I've ever read Oliver Twist. I don't think I ever did it in school. I don't think I've ever watched any of like the movie like adaptions or anything that they've done, like the film versions or anything like that. I don't think I've ever seen one of them all the way through either. I've seen bits and pieces, but yeah, again, it was in the 3 for 6. Had a bully on the front, so I brought it. Then lastly, I just needed a third book for the 3 for £6 deal, so I picked up this. It's called New York Valentine by Carmen Reed. This follows someone called Annie who lands her dream job in Manhattan. She makes the decision to go and take her teenage daughter with her, but then her husband is having like work trouble at home, so she's got to make the decision to either stay there and live her dream or come home and support her husband through his troubles. Not really sure when I'll get around to reading this. Like I say, I literally just brought it to have the third book in the 3 for £6 deal. If any of you have read this and tell me that it's good or whatever, then I'll hike it up the TBR pile. Next up we have 7 Summers by Paige Toon. This has sprayed edges, all pinky purple. I haven't read anything by Paige before. This follows, what's their names, Liv and Finn, where they spend a night together and then something happens at the end of the night, and then every summer afterwards, as long as they're both single, they vow to get together again, which is what they do. That happened 6 summers ago, and then it goes to this summer where Liv meets someone new called Tom. I think he's hiding a secret of his own of why he fled his hometown, but then she's got to make the choice to either trust her gut instinct and go with Tom, or to keep having her heart broken every year if she stays seeing Finn. Obviously this will be a summer read. I think I'm going to do a summer a video of my summer TBR pile of what I want to read, because I've got quite a few books that I would like to try and get through the summer, that I've been waiting for summer to come before I read them. So I think that might be one of my next videos that I do. once I've composed a pile, but we'll see. Next up we have Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kuang, the author of Babel. This follows June, who is like a writer. I guess that she's a struggling writer. She sees her rival Athena die in like a freak accident, so she steals Athena's last manuscript and passes it off as her own. But someone is going to try and expose her. That's as much as I know. I've wanted this for quite a while, but I've been waiting for it to come out on paperback before I buy it. That's literally all I know about the book. So yeah, this one. Next up we have Sinner by Sierra Simone. This is book number 2 in the series. Priest is number 1 and Saint is number 3. I was gifted them quite a while ago. It might have been back in January when I won the Spotlight Gifting Winner thing. I think it might have been then. And then I was recently gifted this one. I don't know much about it. Who's it by? Sierra Simone, I think I've already said that. He leads a life of sin and she's committed to a life of virtue. So yeah, I don't really know much about these. Just that I think, are they dark romance? I mean, I kind of hope so. The cover's a little bit damaged and stuff, but yeah. I did just see that there's like a little novella in between, after Priest, before this one, which I don't have, so I need to look that up before I start reading any of these. Then I was also gifted this, which is number 3 in the Hush Hush series. This is Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. This obviously follows Patch, the fallen angel, and Nora, his love interest. I say it in every video when I talk about these. I read them when I first of all got back into reading, when I was like a young teen, I think. And I've wanted to do a reread of them since. I only need to get the last one and then I can finally reread them. I will probably do a reread around like autumn time, so maybe September, October, because I feel like that would be the perfect time to do that. But yeah, so excited to read these again. Next up we have Powerful by Lauren Roberts, which is obviously follows on from Powerless. It's got sprayed edges. Don't know how well that's coming up. This follows Adina. I think it's just a little, almost novella. How many pages is it? It's only 245 pages long, and in the back it's got a, what's the word I'm looking for? A preview of the next one, which I believe is called Reckless. That should be coming out soon. I think, is it July? I'm not sure. I need to pre-order that actually so I can read that. But yeah, this follows Adina's story from the moment Payden goes to the castle. Yeah, the castle thing where she starts her trials and stuff. I think it starts from there, from when Payden first of all leaves her, and then follows up until obviously the end of Powerless. I don't want to say too much because people might not have read Powerless yet. Powerless is a good book if you are looking to like read something fantasy. It's a little bit slow to begin with, I would say. Well, personally for me it was a little bit slow, but I did really enjoy it. So yeah, this little one. I'm going to try and read this soon. Next we have All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. This was in the works. I think this was like £4. I was so excited when I saw this. I like briefly looked at it, didn't realise what it was, carried on looking at the shelves, come back, saw it, and it clicked, and I was like, yes, I'm having that straight away. I've only read From Luke Off With Love by her, which I believe I read, I don't think it was either last year or the year before, I can't remember which, but I absolutely loved it. So I am looking for more of her books, but they are just really expensive over here, because I think because she's like an American author that I don't think they've all like made their way over here yet. So I was really excited to see this. I'm hoping that they bring out some more. I have got Dear Aaron, I think it's called. And another one, but I can't remember what the other one is, by her. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. It was literally only £4, and if you look on Amazon, it's still got the old cover and it's over £10, so I was really happy for this. She's quite, obviously if you know who she is, she's called the Queen of Slow Burn. So yeah, I can't wait. Next up we have book number 5 in the Chloe Walsh series, Boys of Tommen. This is Time in 7. I'm yet to read these. I did put the first two on my TBR for this month to do a reading vlog, but I think I might have changed my mind to do Fourth Wing and Iron Flame because I'm out of the loop of them. I should have read them ages ago, but I just haven't yet. But I'm really looking forward to this series. I'm a little bit not scared to read it, but I feel like I'm going to love it that much. I feel like it's going to be like my perfect books that I'm just a little bit worried, because I know they're meant to be emotional and stuff. This one follows Gibbsy and Claire. I believe every couple has 2 books, but I might be wrong. So Saving Six, which is book number 3, follows Joey and Aoife, I think you pronounce her name. And then book number 1 and 2 is Johnny and Shannon. So yeah, I think each couple has 2 books. So I'm guessing, I think there's 4 couples, but I might be wrong. So obviously they are going to be due another book, which will be book 6, and then there will possibly be book 7 and 8 if there is a 4th couple. But that's just me guessing, so don't take that for gospel, because I might just be completely lying there. But yeah, Time in 7. Next up we have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in the Rose Hill series. I do like this cover. The cover for book number 2, which I think is coming out in September, has just been released, and it's orange and it's really pretty. I can't wait for that. This follows Ford Grant, who is Willa's older brother from the series before, the cowboy one. No, I can't remember what it's called. She's in Heartless with Cade, and she's Summer's best friend from Flawless. Summer's in the first one, and she's her best friend, but I can't remember what that series is called. It will come to me as soon as I finish filming this. It's only over there, but I can't bother to grab it. But yeah. So this follows her older brother Ford. I think I've heard that this whole series is single dad series. Yeah, I think I've heard that. Next up we have The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Look at this cover. I love it. It's so pretty. I've heard so many good things about this book. This follows Rune. I absolutely love that name. She's a witch, and I think there's like a kind of war going on because the magic is waning where she lives. So in the daytime she lives her life like pretending to just be like a normal person, and then at night time she becomes like a vigilante where she uses her powers and her witchiness, let's call it, to save people of her kind from being purged. One of the escape plans goes wrong, and to throw people off the scent she starts dating someone called Gideon, but Gideon is a witch hunter, and he's like loyal, unforgiving and stuff like that. Like, he's really loyal to it, so she's putting herself in like a dangerous situation. I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I might try and read it soon, but yeah, really looking forward to this one. Next we have A Fate Inked in Blood. This series is The Unfated. Book 1 by Danielle L. Jensen. This follows Freya, who's stuck in a boring marriage, and she spends her days gutting fish, but she dreams of becoming a warrior, and putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to the Regent's Jail, landing her in a fight to the death against his son Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret. She possesses a drop of the goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. So I think she's like, she dreams of becoming a warrior to fight. Then I think she's thrown into that situation, but she's keeping that secret that no one knows about. And then I think once it becomes public knowledge, Bjorn, the person that she was up against, is he has to protect her at all costs. I don't really know much, that's all I know from just reading the front bit there. It's fantasy. I'm trying to get into more fantasy, so I'm just broadening my horizons, so to speak. But yeah, that's all I pretty much know. I do tend to pick up a lot of books without knowing an awful lot about them, because that's what I prefer to do. I like to be surprised, or I like to know the story myself without hearing it first. I don't like spoilers or anything like that. I like seeing reviews and stuff and people just saying whether it's good, bad or whatever they thought of it, but without spoilers. So this I don't really know too much about. I love the cover. I don't think it will be high on my TBR list. I probably won't read it until next year because I've got quite a few books to get through. Lastly, we have To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X Chang. This is my latest Illumicrate book that I've had delivered. So it's got the sprayed edges like it always has. I don't know how well it's going to pick up. It's on every page. I don't know if try and block my face out to see if that works. Don't know if it's working or not. Take it out of the dust jacket so you can see. This is the front. It's the spine. And that's the back. And then that's the front page. It's signed. The pages are a little bit stuck together. The back is of him. I haven't really had a chance to look at this one yet, so I don't really know what it's about. She has power over death, he has power over her. When two enemies strike a dangerous bargain, will they end a war or ignite one? So yeah, don't really know an awful lot about this. Like I say, Illumicrate usually send books that are an author's debut novel, unless they obviously you're doing a popular book special edition. But yeah, this is To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods. I have recently, finally got onto the adult subscription for Fairy Loot, so I'm waiting for my first book of that to be delivered. I think it's being dispatched round about now, and then when it comes I will see which one I prefer and which subscription I will keep, because I probably won't keep both because I don't have the space for that. But yeah, that's all of them. If you have read any of these books, please let me know which ones you enjoyed, which ones you didn't enjoy, which ones your favourite are, which ones are on your TBR, which ones you're planning on getting to soon. If you've watched the whole video, thank you, I really do appreciate it. If you would like to like and subscribe, I would also appreciate that. But yeah, take care everyone, bye, thanks for watching.